Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables and welcome to some atmospheric reads. So you guys know I love seasonal things, seasonal videos. Atmospheric reads is very much autumnal for me. That's what exactly I'm talking about. Books that are just very atmospheric, like the settings speak for themselves. You feel like you're at that setting. They have that kind of dark and creepy academia, all those vibes. They just have very atmospheric settings. And I love books like those, especially in the fall, in the spooky time. You get the gist. I have done this video before. As always with my videos, I do like every year. I always add more to it. So there will probably some that you're like, obviously, and there's gonna be some that are brand new. So without further ado, let's get into all like the very atmospheric reads. Up, I have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This is a mystery thriller and it has a rainy cover and it very much matches the feel of it. It's a very short one too, so if you want like a quick, fast thriller. This book takes place on a remote island in Ireland. Everyone's gathering for this wedding. You follow many different people, but at the beginning of the book, you know, someone has been, and you don't know who them. So the whole book is about trying to figure it out. It's like a classic whodunit, but they're on a remote island in Ireland. It's very dreary, very creepy, very, very much atmospheric. A great fall thriller I always recommend because again, it's got the atmospheric vibes. It fits it all perfectly. One I always recommend every year. It's like perhaps I would say probably my favorite atmospheric book, and that is Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I read this a few years ago, loved it. It's like one of those books that just when you like look at it, you remember reading it, you remember the feeling you had of it, you remember the setting, all of those things. Again, coincidentally enough, this is also set like kind of on an island where the locals know everybody, only tourists really come in, and we follow a character named Emery, and she runs this tea shop. She's also from like a line of witches. And, you know, things are going okay, and then August enters the picture, and August was her first love. Only August was really pushed away because of something that happened years ago. As a reader, you don't know, you have to piece it together. And he's coming back to bury his mother, and old things resurface. And this book, like the island, is its own character, honestly. Like you can feel what it feels. It's very dark, very dreary. It's a beautifully written book, very poetic and lyrical. I love this one. If you read any atmospheric book I recommend this one. It is like witchy vibes, but the witchy vibes are really low. But the atmospheric vibes are really, really high. Next up, we have Weyward by Amelia Hart. Of course, what drew me to this book was the cover, but again, the atmospheric vibes were here to stay, and they were amazing. So this has 3 stories comprised into one, and this is very much a witchy book. So you have, like, one takes place in 1812, one takes place in, like, 2015, one takes place in 1942, and basically all these women are encountering some hardship, and they all might come from the same family, and they're all drawn to this cottage in the middle of the woods called the Weyward Cottage. And again, very, very atmospheric, very moody, fits all of the vibes, honestly. Next up, we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. A lot of people love this and they say it's their favorite Riley Sager. It's not one of my favorites, but I will say the setting is immaculate. The atmospheric vibes are immaculate in it. So this book takes place at like this really old kind of mansion, like at the top of a hill. About a character named Kit, and it takes place in 1983, and she's a home health nurse, and she has not been really doing good with her job, so she gets an opportunity to have a new client named Lenore, and only nobody wants Lenore because years ago, like in 1929, her mother, her dad, and her sister were, and Lenore has always been at the top of like the suspect list, but they've never been able to prove it. So nobody wants to work with Lenore. Lenore is now older. She can't do things for herself. She can't talk and all that stuff. So, you know, Kit is like, crap, I don't really want this job, but I have to take it. And so she goes and she moves into this really, really old, creepy mansion where like everything's kind of still set from the 30s. And oh my gosh, the atmospheric vibes fit it, like gothic type of thing. If you want that type of vibe, this is the book for you. I don't know, it's just not my favorite Riley Sager book, but again, the atmospheric vibes, like he hit all of the check marks on this one, honestly, with the creepy mansion, with the mystery building behind it. You know, different things. Are they really supposed to be there in the mansion? You get what I'm saying. I have a dark romance, and that is Fantasma by Kaylee Smith. I really enjoyed it. It's a dark romance, but it's not like super dark. I have learned that I am just not a dark romance girl, and that is totally okay. Like I could take, I guess, light dark romance, but when it gets to like really dark romance, I'm good, but so I would say this one's more of a light dark romance. I'd say the darkness is from the setting, if you will. So this book follows a character named Ophelia, who is from a family of necromancers, and her mother sadly passes away, and so Ophelia gets the gift now of necromancy. And she learns after her mom dies that because she lives with her sister Genevieve, and she learns that the mom was keeping a lot of secrets, like maybe the house is going to go foreclosure. They don't have any money. So Ophelia's like, crap. And her sister overhears this, and she enters this competition called Fantasma that's set in this house, and it's like people die in it. It's like different levels of like hell, if you will, or like the 7 deadly sins, and it's horrible. And so Ophelia's like, crap, my sister went to try to save the house, so I need to follow her to protect her. And so she goes, and there she meets like a ghost Blackwell who has been stuck in Phantasma for like centuries. And he's like, I'll help you find your sister if you help me get out of here. So they strike up a deal. The whole reason this book is atmospheric, it's set in this really old house that is creepy. Like there's different nightmares that happen. Like sometimes it rains blood, sometimes there's ghosts, sometimes there's really creepy, horrible things. It's very Halloween, very atmospheric. It's not like overly scary. And that's coming from someone who's like the biggest scaredy cat in the world. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a great atmospheric book. So in case you're like, can I handle this one? I personally think you can. That's just coming from me. Then we have another staple for me for atmospheric reads, Daisy Darker. I recommend this every year around this time because it is the quintessential atmospheric thriller. If you read no other thriller when it comes to atmospheric reads, read this one. So this book follows a character, Daisy Darker, and they're celebrating her grandmother's birthday, and her grandmother lives in like this freaking like island where like a house in there, and if the tide goes in, you know, you're just stuck there overnight. And of course her grandma's birthday is on Halloween, so how perfect to read it. And so all of her family goes, and then it's very much like Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None, where every hour upon the hour somebody, and you don't know who is doing it. And so the ending is predictable, I think, but it's still like the setting is just immaculate. You're at this old seaside cottage where you can feel the salt air slap it. You can feel the salt air. You can taste the salt water because it's like a cold, dreary night and you're stuck. The setting is just phenomenal. I will always recommend this one for an atmospheric thriller all the time. The newest one that I've read this year, Wild Dark Shore, it is so freaking atmospheric. I don't think people are talking about the atmospheric vibes as much as just the overall amazingness of this book. I will say this is my favorite book of the year, and that should be surprised to no one. I think it's probably, I would be surprised if it's not a lot of people's favorite book of the year, and with good reason. It's short, but it packs a punch. So this book, again, I should have just titled this video, Book Set on Remote Islands, because again, this is set on a remote island. I guess that's just kind of maybe the prerequisite for an atmospheric book for me. If it's set in a remote island, check. I'm probably going to really enjoy it and think it's atmospheric. I don't know. I guess I'm predictable in that way. But this one, yes, it is set on an island. And we follow this family that is the caretaker of this island because there's a seed bank on this island. There's also a lot of animals. So researchers have come in and out. You know, this family lives in the lighthouse and they take care of it. The daughter loves the seals. She actually sleeps with the seals a lot and swims with them. The son is really invested in the seed bank. And basically this woman washes ashore on this island one day and they're like, oh my gosh. And she's, you know, there for a reason, but they don't know. She doesn't want to tell them. Things start happening. The whole plot of this book is they're leaving the island soon because the island's being overtaken by the ocean, and so they have to like pick which seeds they're going to take with them to the seed bank. It's a beautiful, atmospheric, very haunting book. That is definitely the definition for this one. Very much haunting book. I loved and adored it. Will always recommend it. I'm sure you've heard a lot about it this year because everyone's talked about it. It's with good reason. I'll even say probably her book that I have not read yet, but it's on my TBR, Once There Were Wolves, is also very atmospheric. This book takes place in the Scottish Highlands, and it's about a character that is introducing, it's about a character that's reintroducing 14 gray wolves into like the Scottish Highlands back into the wild, and they're monitoring them. And I think it's just going to be very spooky, very atmospheric because it's set in the woods. I mean, look at the cover. It's very kind of atmospheric, spooky vibes. And again, it's really short, so I'm hoping to really love this one, but I would say probably this one also is equally for the vibes of atmospheric. The last one I want to talk about is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is a this is a trilogy, but I've only read the first book, and I'm only planning to read the first book. I know, controversial, I know. I really enjoyed this book, but I will say it takes a while to get through. It's a lot. Naomi Novik's writing is beautiful, but yet it is very dense. But the reason why I'm recommending this for the atmospheric is the setting. This is all about the school called the Scholomance. It's kind of like magical, like kind of like kind of like Hogwarts, but like deadlier, if you will, because you know how Hogwarts will give you moving staircases and lead you different places. This would be the same, only the Scholomance's job is trying to kill you. Like, it's trying to weed out the friggin' weak, okay? And so in this book we follow, I forget her name, but she is, you know, she has magic in her. It's very much like mana and stuff like that. And has a lot of evil in her. And she encounters kind of the Harry Potter of this school who always does good, and she like loathes him. But the whole book is just about the school trying to survive the Scholomance. Like I said, the setting is amazing. But I understand why a lot of people don't love this series because it's dense. It's a lot. I've learned Naomi Novik may not be the author for me because I love her writing, but it just takes me forever to read her books. I don't know if it's just me. Probably it is, but I don't know. I still really enjoyed it and would recommend it for the atmospheric vibes, the setting, the kind of dark academia it has, but you know, I understand if you don't. So there's that, I guess. So there you have all of my favorite atmospheric books. These books are just perfect to read this month, this season, honestly, that just get you in the spookier, atmospheric, haunting type of mood. I would love to know some of your favorite atmospheric books. Please leave them in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.